Got a Kizer. Yeah, this Kizer here, I don't know. I should almost be embarrassed, man. I am really late to this party. But this is a Kizer Gemini, Ray Laconico, basically a 3-inch blade. This is the S35VN and titanium version. And, I had a standard Gemini. And I didn't love the knife. So because of that, I passed on this one over and over and over. And there was just a price point that I wasn't willing to go over because I was pretty underwhelmed with the standard version. I didn't hate the knife. I mean, I actually kind of liked the knife, but I didn't like it enough to pay $170 for this upgrade. I mean, I got to like a knife before I start spending that kind of money to check it out. You know what I mean? And if I'm underwhelmed, there's no way I'm spending $170. Now, I may spend $170 on a knife that I don't know nothing about. But if I own one and it's underwhelming, I'm probably not going to go the full Monty on the upgraded version because the other version's not impressive. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like a huge gamble at that point. So I passed and I passed and I passed and I passed. Well, I finally got this one at a great price point. It's supposed to be like new in a box, never been carried. And the images proved that out. Now, in hand, I mean, this is a typical wear point here if it's going in and out of a pocket. The front of the pocket clip is a wear point if it's going in and out of a pocket. I mean, everything on the externals appears to be a new knife. Let's get that blade out. So the detent's kind of weak, but we can remedy that. So there it is, a KI 3471 S35VN stonewash blade, Gemini. It's got the blue anodized hardware, blue anodized pocket clip, frame lock. Looks to be locked up 45% maybe. So this genre of Kizer, I mean, I have a lot of these, y'all. I mean, models are different, names are different, but this knockdown titanium, this finish work is the same on all those knives. And this knife is right in that genre. And what I can tell you is, oh my goodness, is this thing soft and wonderful in the hand. Yeah, just, this thing is so good. Comfortably in the hand. The detent's definitely light on this knife. I could fail it, and fail it. Yeah. Seems to be running okay. Blade centered. Let's look at that edge. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that's a factory edge. Looks good. It's good. Yeah, so, I mean, the action's a little underwhelming. We'll have to take a look at that. This is kind of a this or that moment, because I've got the upgraded one, and I think I have the standard one. right below the bench in a purge box, because I have a collection of Kizers right here that we're going to purge out. Let's see. Gemini, Cormorant, Cliff, Feist, Doberman. There's a Gemini right there. I've got the Lieb, the Sea Lion, the Matanzas, the Clairvoyant, the Mini Roach. And then I've got a couple that I don't have boxes for down here. What were these? Or at least I hadn't found the box yet. Yeah, so I've got a Rapids. It's like brand new. Oh, this thing is nice. Rapids. It's a lot like a beg lighter. Very nice. So I've got this one. And then I've got a Genie. Also like new. Black micarta. Never been carried. Look at this thing. Man, I like these Genies. I got a couple of them. I'm pretty sure I have the box for this one. The Rapids, I don't know if I do or not. But I think I have the box for this one. I just haven't found it yet. But anyways, I'm purging all of these. And in that list is this other Gemini, or in this box. I have a box of kubeys. I have a box of civivis. I've got a bunch of different boxes, man. I'm really trying to make a push into some of this inventory, because I am like a hoarder, man. It is so hard for me to get rid of a knife. I mean, whenever I think I'm going to get rid of it, I put it in my hand and I go, yeah, no, that needs to go back in the case. Because I really do pick knives on the channel that I like. This was one that I thought was going to be easy to get rid of. This regular old Gemini. I can tell you preliminarily, I like this one more than I like this one. Yep, I do. Interesting. All right, well, I'm going to move this one out of the way, way out of the way, and we're going to get busy on this one. Let's go ahead and get in it. Let's check it in, man. Dilly-dallying. Okay, so the pivot's not captured. Yuck. It's not fun. Well, let me put it on the edge of the bench, and see if I can just put some tension on it and get it to cooperate this way. I'm going to say no. Yeah, that's not cooperating at all. Oh man, is that tight. Well, I've got a new tool that I brought into the bench here. I'm going to try it. I'll be right back. Okay, I have this new little Klein ratchet. It's like a ratchet, a little quarter inch ratchet, and it's reversible. And so I thought, man, on some of these tougher ones, maybe this will help. We're about to find out. I'm going to fix that side, and then I'm going to try to get in here with this on this side. See if it gives me a little different leverage perspective. I think I'm going to close that blade, man. Yeah, that seemed precarious at best. I didn't like it. I mean, I don't know if it's a wrench or or what's going on, but man, that come loose in a millisecond. That came loose. Maybe it was loose all along, and I don't know, but boy, that come loose quick. Okay, well, part of it is because this is in backwards, so I'm pulling on the pivot side. But that's all right. We got her. I do need to hold this together for a second because I want to. Hey, Klein Tools, right? Cheap, man. Where'd I get that? Like Lowe's, I think, on sale for like no money. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. That pivot come out of there. Oh, look how much tension's on that lock bar. Wow. I mean, that thing's all the way over. All the way over. This may be the Achilles heel of this used knife. Wow. I mean, I don't think I could put any more tension on that if I wanted to. I mean, I guess I could. I'm going to try it because it was weak. That thing was weak. Yeah, you know, I gotta put it back together. I don't gotta completely put it back together, and it's filthy in here too. So, I mean, a nice cleanup and lube, you know, I could probably make this thing respectable. But I gotta get my alignment on where that lock bar is because the action is terrible on it. And so the way for me to deal with that, I need to see where I'm at. Okay. Well, shoot. I mean, the amount of tension that was on that, it's a ton of tension, and it's locked up at about 45, almost 50%. And it's super light. I mean, I'm trying to think. Because there's kind of a rule of thumb. Adding more to that isn't going to help because it's already extreme. I'm going to clean it and think about it while I'm cleaning. Get rid of that wrench. Get that washer out of there. Bearing. Pivot. Bearing. Backspacer. One more washer. There we go. Alright, let's clean all this up. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of stumped. I can get rid of this. Oh, I like that knife. It's a little cutie. I mean, I think the rule of thumb, it's almost weird in that because the detent is overdone, the lock bar detent is overdone, I almost got to back it off to get it to run right, which goes against what you think you would do. I think that's where I'm at. I'm not sure. It's one of those deals where you're messing with it, and you can't figure it out because logic isn't working. And then some old school dude walks up and goes, "Well, you gotta go the other way." It's like, what? That don't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, well then don't do it. But I'm telling you, you gotta go the other way. And then of course you go the other way and you're like, yeah, I have no idea how that worked. But he was right. I went the other way and the thing lined itself right out. I think that might be the case here. That because when that locks, nah, I'm going to add a little bit because it seemed like a lot in the knife, but sitting here, the difference between where it's at now and where it's locked is like that right there. It's not a lot. So I'm going to move this and put a little bit of detent on it there. Just that right there. All right. We're going to put it back together the way that I think it should be back together, the proper way, so that we're building down on top of everything with the lock, the frame lock. Yeah. And there ain't nobody here to argue with me, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Yeah, buddy. I mean, it already feels smoother, better. Just throwing that around a little bit seems pretty nice. It's a pretty cool backspacer. Woo, oily. Oily, man. Washer. Okay. Nothing complicated going on here, man. This might even tighten up without grabbing that other side. It's just amazing how things work when you got them aligned properly. Although that's not the case this time. You dirty dog. Well, I'm going to put this, at least one of these scale screws in to hold everything down. Might as well put them both in. Okay. Well, let's get this screwdriver right here. But I'm going to close that blade. Carefully close that blade. I want to hold from this side because now I've got everything in there correctly. This is my screw side. Yeah, it's better already. I can feel it. Oh, blade centered. Definitely snappier. I mean, I run this a few times. I might not even be able to fail it. And I could fail it very easily before. Now, I will say the amount of pressure that I'm having to apply there has increased. That's not a bonus. Well, let me try to fail it. Let's see what we ended up with. Yeah, it's not a lot better, but it is snappier. No play, very solid. Wonder if there's play when it's not locked. Nope. I wonder if this blade's free without the lock. Oh yeah, very free. So it's just the tension of this lock bar now that's holding that down. And what I mean by holding that down, I mean restricting that action. But it's pretty fluid, pretty nice. What would I grade that action as? I'm going to say it's a B. And the reason I'm going to say it's a B, you know, these gradings are complicated sometimes. But the reason I'm going to grade that action as a B is because this is an expensive knife, man. I mean, even on a budget, if you're able to snatch one of these up somewhere on sale, a deal of the century thing, it's still a lot of money. But retail on it's like 170. Go to eBay. Think I'm making it up? Go to eBay and look this thing up. $170 all day long. Go to the retailers. Blade HQ, White Mountain Knives, Southern Mountain Knife Works, Knife Center. I mean, go to any of them. $170. You know what I mean? Like, and for $170 for the action to do that, yeah. Now, is it bad action? It's not. But I mean, when I'm grading it, I have to take that into account. Pay that much money, and then I mean, I can get a $30 Ganzo knife that, I mean, in comparison, the action is stunning. Drop shut, just smooth as could be. Yeah, so it is what it is. It gets a B. It's okay, but for what all this is and to be this action, it's a B. Maybe a B minus. Yeah, I'm being generous, I think. Ergonomics. So not so confident, very confident. This is definitely a confident grip. I will say that one of the main reasons why I think I prefer this one over this one's really slick, and by nature, the shape of these scales, I feel like I'm sliding off this knife at all times. When I grip it, I feel like I'm going this way. I'm not gripping into the knife. I'm sliding off, and so I find myself readjusting all the time, trying to come forward. Yeah, so the ergos, I'm not really a fan. Yeah, way better. Way better. Mo better. Let's check the pocket clip. It tried to kick that one under the shorts. I saw him. Yeah, it runs perfect on the big stuff. Reasonable tension. It's nice. It's not a dryer clip. If I put it in my spot back here and took off at a run and really got after it, this thing could fly out of pocket. It's just a matter of adding some tension to this clip. I could add a little bit to it. The other thing is the scale is very smooth and the clip is very smooth. It's got a really nice ramped clip. And so, man, I could put a lot of tension on this and it still is only going to hold so well just because it's so smooth. Yeah, I mean, it's like two pieces of glass trying to get a grip and keep that knife in there. So the pocket clip, it's pretty smooth. It's kind of the same wrap that I'm getting for gripping the knife. Safety. Yeah, no blade contact through the scales, and the tip is buried. So the clip is okay. The tip is good, and I'm confident that I'm not going to have any incidental blade contact through the scales on the knife when it's closed in my pocket. I wonder if it's sharp. That tall flat grind, man, this thing better be sharp. I mean, bumpy. It's a little bumpy. I'm just going to do a tiny little strop and see if I can't remedy that. Because, boy, that felt like burrs to me. I don't think it's sharpening. I think it's sharpened okay. I just think it's got some little burrs hanging up there. Piece of wood. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I can feel it. I can feel it coming off, coming on. Maybe somebody will pick that reference up. You gotta be down on some old time rock and roll, though. See, I mean, I'm even throwing hints and all kinds of stuff out there. All right, here we go. Better. I mean, 100% is sharp. It just has a very, very toothy edge. And ooh, is that sticky? Wow. Yeah, sticky. Very sharp, toothy edge, which isn't a bad thing. Could be an absolute positive thing, right? Price and availability. Man, I already covered it. You can go many places and find this knife all day long at $170. Yep. I'm going to check just once to see if I can find any of it on sale. Okay, doing my public service. How about it? Hey, if you're interested in one of these White Mountain knives, you can pick this up for around $120. How about that? Brand new White Mountain knives. Yeah, I mean, there it is, y'all. It's the deal of the century. If you're interested, go check one out. Appreciate y'all watching.